4-year-olds.
Excuse me, I'm talking to you.
5-year-olds.
Stop! This is the best day of my life.
6-year-olds.
I don't like you. Who cares?
They're at a pivotal age.
Do you like mine? Don't laugh. It's not funny.
This is where futures are formed.
This is the President of the USA.
This is a unique opportunity to see the most crucial stage of a child's development. What they're learning now is the blueprint for adult life.
These children have come from all over the country to a school where every corner has been rigged with cameras
Mom!
and wired for sound.
Yep, okay, bye-bye.
Being immersed in the world of these 4-, 5- and 6-year-olds, seeing their development, it's the most extraordinary experience.
Cash, I actually have fallen in love with you. I'm in love with you. Didn't. Stop arguing! For goodness sake.
With unprecedented access to every tussle,
You're horrible. You're horrible.
every whisper, and all the raw emotion. As these children meet for the very first time,
I love you.
we eavesdrop on their secret lives. This week, it's the 5-year-olds.
Shall we lick the top?
Oh my God!
It's midsummer, and 12 5-year-olds are meeting for the very first time.
It's a bit scary being the first one in, isn't it? Yeah.
What would you like to be when you grow up, Jaja?
Hairdresser, dancing, and a shop. I want to be everything.
Hi, Alfie, I'm Kate. How are you?
Right.
What do you want to do when you're grown up?
Eventually, I want to go in a rocket and blast off into space. I could build myself one of just the right kind.
Hi, George.
Hello.
How are you?
Good.
Grab a seat.
I'm Alfie.
If you could change one thing in the whole wide world, what would you change?
I'm only 5. I don't know. I'm 5. Everyone here is 5.
Looking after the children are teachers Kate and Simon. And observing every move are scientists Professor Paul Howard-Jones and Dr. Sam Wass.
Our 5-year-olds have had 1 year's experience now of being in school and of interacting with their peers every day. And we can see the effects of this experience right from the off. Whereas our 4-year-olds tended to focus almost exclusively on themselves and on what they wanted, our 5-year-olds are much more aware of other children and of group dynamics.
What is the best thing about being a 5-year-old?
That you get better and better at lots of things. Can't bring me to that thing!
An hour into the morning, and Alfie is wasting no time trying to make friends.
Can't bring me! Can't bring me down to there!
In the 5-year-old group, we see a whole raft of socially more complex behaviours starting to emerge, such as being aware of how they differ from the rest of the group.
I live in Somerset. Where do you live? I live in Bushey. Where is that? It's near Watford. What? You mean far away from England? No, it's in this country. You have a different language? No, I don't have a different language. I speak English. Can you hear me? Hello!
So tell me about your journey here.
South Bermondsey, Queen Throne, Peckham Rye, East Dulwich, North Dulwich, Toll Hill, West Norwood, Gypsy Hill, Crystal Palace, Birkbeck and Beckenham Junction.
Alfie lives in Somerset with little sister Daisy, mum Zoe and dad Kev.
Alfie knows everything about everything and he's learned it himself. He reads all the time.
Butter, margarine, egg yolk, cream cheese, herring, oysters, anchovies, whole milk and mackerel. Those are all vitamin A.
Alfie's dad Kev is a teacher and mum Zoe is a homeopath.
Tokyo is...
There. What's the special train that's in Japan?
Japanese bullet train. It's really fast and it travels about 272 miles per hour.
A couple of people have commented and said, we think Alfie might have a photographic memory, so he can see something once or twice and then he'll know exactly what it says, or, you know, like the tube map, for example.
He's got a very, very kind of active mind, but sometimes he's not always so considerate of those around him because of it.
Play with me. Play with me. Arthur, don't just sit around in that box. Play. Please, please.
Alfie's a lot of fun, but I sense that he likes things a particular way, so it will be interesting to see how Alfie's plans, and he is a man with a plan, how that actually interacts within the group, and whether he finds it easy to negotiate.
Let me push. Hey, get out at once. If you say that to me again, I will not be your friend. And I won't be your friend if you start saying poo to me.
I think the most striking thing when you see these children coming in is that they are much more aware of the group as a social entity itself.
We have to work together as a team, remember, guys? You have to work as a team.
Some children have decided that they want to approach the group quite slowly, and they're a little bit wary, and they're not participating in the group activities so much.
Unlike Alfie, George has spent the morning hanging back from the rest of the group.
You all right, George? What's the matter?
There's no one playing.
No one's to play with. Why don't you go and ask the boys?
I could play with you because no one wants to play with me. Okay. What's your name? George. That's a nice name. What's your name? My name's Ruth. That's a nice name too. What country are you from? I'm from Africa. What part of Africa do you live in? Because I went there before. Well, I live in Ghana. I live in Hornchurch. Okay.
George lives in Essex with older brother Jack, dad Kevin, who's an electrician, and full-time mum Leanne.
I'm knackered. That's me done. George is really boisterous, 100 miles an hour. He's really into sport and he enjoys winning. I just think he's going to be an excellent adult. You know, when you look at someone, you think, if you're that cool now, wow, what are you going to be like when you're older? George had been really looking forward to his first day at school. And then we got there and he was very clingy, didn't want to go in. That happens with George quite a lot. He gets so excited and so emotional. And then when he gets somewhere and he's just about to do it, he kind of, well, takes a step back. Hold on a minute, I'm not too sure now. I need to assess this.
So, what we're going to be doing today is planning a rocket.
A rocket?
We are going to be splitting into 2 teams.
I want to do it by myself.
You're going to do it all by yourself? You're not going to help your team?
No. Oh. I just need a little bit of paper.
You will only be able to win if you're working as part of a team, I think, George. So I'm going to leave that with you and you can think about that, OK?
I'll do it by myself. Yay! We're on the same team!
George, come and sit down over here.
I'm doing my own.
But we need you as part of our team. We need your help, otherwise we might not win.
What's going on here? I've got no idea, because he's not attention-seeking. This isn't attention-seeking. He's not happy now, is he?
He might have just had 1 or 2 experiences, of...
Being in a group that he didn't enjoy.
Yeah.
Eyes for the rocket! And a smiley face! Oh, look at smiley face rocket!
George was making it very clear that he didn't enjoy being in a group. And I'm beginning to wonder whether this is because he feels there's some sort of loss when he gets involved with a group. Maybe he's worried about losing his identity. Maybe he thinks that people won't take any notice of him. He's got to find out about how a group works. He's not going to find out unless he actually gets involved.
You OK, George? What's the matter?
I don't like working together.
You don't like working together? You like working on your own? Why don't you like working with other people?
I just don't. I just like being alone.
I heard that you've got some really special interests, some things that you're really, really interested in.
It's a new morning and a chance for the 5-year-olds to get to know each other better.
So, George, what are you interested in?
I'm a football club.
Do you play football? So you play with a football club?
I'm a goalkeeper.
What are you interested in, Alfie?
I like going to London.
What do you like to do when you go to London?
Go on trains.
Oh, do you like trains a lot?
Yeah, especially because there's about 1,000 billion here.
Jar Jar, why don't you tell us, what are you interested in?
Frozen.
Oh, really?
When I came to here, I was listening to Frozen in French.
Oh.
And this is how it goes. Be livré, de livrer, de monter plus jamais.
Wow, so do you speak French?
Oui, it means yes. Princess Georgia is me. I don't want to be a princess, I want to be a queen.
Jar Jar is an only child and lives with Mum Sandy.
I'm a single mum to Jaja, and it's only just the two living here. She likes to dance. She needs an outlet.
Dancing makes me laugh. Because it's wobbly and funny. Hey!
Jar Jar was born in Paris.
Quand moi j'étais un bébé, ça c'est ma maison.
Jaja will have a very bad tantrum if she doesn't get picked for something or if she's not singled out.
What are your favourite things, Jaja?
To play with Mummy.
Sandy has a full-time job in finance.
She will come out randomly with "I love you, Mummy," and that's like, you know, when you've had a horrible day at work.
We need to get our bodies woken up a little bit, don't we? All right, so Jar Jar, can you go stand in front of your chair, please? It's really important you try and stay on the spot. All right, I want to see your best moves for this one.
The children are taking part in a dance competition. The winner will get a medal. George decides to hang back.
I already know how to dance like that.
Right, so sit back on our chairs. Ready? 3, 2, 1, and freeze. We need a drum roll on our knees, so everyone do a drum roll, and then I'll say, oh. So today's winner is Ruth. Let's have a round of applause for Ruth. Ruth, come here.
So Ruth gets the medal this morning.
Ruth gets the medal for some awesome dancing this morning.
Did you dance? It was such a hard decision for Simon to make, wasn't it? Yeah, because everyone did such a really great job. Okay. All right.
Oh, poor thing. She's really a terrible mess now, isn't she?
So what we see here is Jar Jar getting trapped in a self-reinforcing cycle. The more she cries, the more upset she gets, and that makes her want to cry even more.
Come outside with me for a little bit, Jar Jar. Come on.
It's been 2 hours since Jar Jar lost the dance competition.
Why were you crying? Because of the medal. I went in the medal. Yes. Lily, do you want to play on the seesaw with me? Okay, is that okay? I'm still playing with her. What's your name again? Ruth. I'm scared, Mama. Why? Because. Why? Because, Mama. And pretend you done in my... your hair. Thank you. And pretend you done in my hair while I fell asleep. I'm telling you. You have a medal and it's not fair to me. Come here. It's not fair to me. She has so many things. Look at her. Has nothing.
It's really important for Jar Jar to learn to emotionally regulate her feelings a little bit more. It's that sense of loss, that sense of being passed over, that she needs to tackle, and she needs to reason herself out of it. She needs to tell herself, well, actually, most of the children didn't get the medallion. She needs to find ways of leaving that emotion behind more quickly so that she doesn't lose control.
Hello, this is the President of the USA talking. A fire? I'll be there straight away after I make myself a cake. Bye-bye.
It's the afternoon, and George, Lily and Ruth are playing in the home corner.
I'm making the beds. Can I go to the toilet? Flush and put a sit down. I'm on the computer, kids. Dad, it's dinner time. Tell your mum that I'll be there in a minute. Who left the toilet, Pooey? Sorry, Dad.
Whereas the play for some children in the play centre tends to be very realistic, based on recreating scenes that they've seen in their everyday life. Others share a love for imaginative, non-realistic play.
I've got the rolling disease again.
It's halfway through the week, and Alfie and Emily have formed a rather unique friendship.
What's rolling disease?
It's when you have to roll all the time on the grass. We actually bump into each other while we're rolling. It's really fun. What's another way that you can get the rolling disease? Touching the grass? Oh, I know, picking the grass. Okay, pick. Yay! Cowabunga! This is so much fun! That's my favourite planet, the sun. That's not a planet, it's a star.
After break, Alfie and George are discussing one of their favourite topics, outer space.
What do you guys know about the sun?
It's made out of lava. No, the sun's not made out of lava. It's made out of gas and billion bummocks. No, it's made out of lava. I looked in books and it said it was made out of gas and big lummox. They're wrong. It's made out of lava. No, gas. Lava. Gas. Lava. You said it's made out of lava, but it isn't. It is. My dear old fish, go and boil your head. The sun's got a face, which is made out of... No, it isn't. Yes, it is. Where do you see a face? No. There. It doesn't... Criminal bat, it's there.
What is it?
I don't know if it's just like nonsense insult words. I wish we got to use them to each other at scientific conferences.
Stop calling me a bumble bat. That means bad bat. Ow! Ha.
George and Alfie are two boys who are very similar in some ways. So they have very similar intellectual interests, but they're also very different in other ways. Whereas George is naturally quite an introverted child who's very happy playing on his own.
I want to have a go on the rocket.
Alfie is a very extroverted child. And one of the things that's fascinating about this exercise is to see how when we get two children who wouldn't naturally be friends with each other at school, how they interact when they're pushed together.
You're a thief. I'm not a thief. I got it first. Belly poke. Ow. I want it. But you can't have it. trying to get it because I have it. You better run.
Ta-da! It has all of your names on it. This is the special star chart. If Simon and I see people doing something that's really kind or really helpful, they're helping someone else, there's so many different things that you could earn a star for.
I want 100 already.
You want 100?
Already.
The Star Award system confers very openly and publicly a sign of recognition on a child. By being good, they gain status within the group. And this is something that children find very motivating.
Whilst most of the children haven't taken much notice of the star chart,
Move out the way, giant triceratops.
one has taken a very keen interest.
You can see Jar Jar looking at the star chart. She recognises that this is a system that she can employ herself, and so she borrows the system.
If you're good, Emily, I'll give you 20 picks. It means you can go to my birthday or have a treat.
So there's a splendid example of quite sophisticated social learning where she's actually grasped a whole system, not simply as somebody who's an object of that system, but from a much higher level, and she's transferred it into her own life and applied it.
You know my teddy? I'm just dressing my teddy up. Be careful with them. Dogs don't wear pyjamas, do they?
It's Olive's birthday, and a chocolate cake has been left out for later. The children understand that they shouldn't touch it, but Brooke is taking a very close look.
I'm just looking at it. Don't! What? Caesar! It just looks delicious. Caesar, still! No, I didn't eat it.
The girls manage to resist temptation and leave the cake alone. Now for the boys.
What is that for?
This is just Olive's cake for later, okay? So I've got to leave it there.
No, it's Olive's cake for later. Leave it as it is.
So in that sort of situation, what you really need to do is to get away from the source of the temptation, and some boys did that. What Alfie did was the worst thing possible, which is to sit himself over the cake and smell it and look at it.
This makes my mouth water. That looks yummy. I love chocolate. It smells chocolatey. Yum. Smell the cake. Smell the cake. Oh. Smell the cake. He's eating it. No, I just took a lick. That's all.
That's how it starts though, mate.
Should we lick the top? So that's...
Oh my God!
Yum. Don't take that chocolate. There. Leave it now. Yeah, now leave it. No! Oh, sorry. I'll put it back.
I love the fact that touching the cake or altering its appearance in any way is treated with moral outrage by our group of boys, but licking it isn't. And I think this tells us something really important about their moral world. They don't care about doing wrong, but they do care about getting caught.
One more piece for me and then that's all. And one more piece. One more, I think, for me as well. Simon's coming! Hide! Hide!
Boys, can you all come here? I left this cake here a minute ago, and when I've come back, there seems to be lots of little bits missing and lots of smudges everywhere.
Someone eat it!
What happened, boys?
We just took one bit. Yeah, just one bit.
Do you think you should have?
No.
Because this is Olive's cake.
But there's still some bits left.
Well, there is, but look at these. There's loads of finger marks on it. And loads of bits that are missing. Look at that bit.
Oh, I think
and that
we can
bit.
make a new one.
Make a new one?
That wasn't anyone. It was someone mysterious did that.
Someone mysterious did that bit. What did they look like?
I don't know. We didn't see it.
They were just mysterious.
Lying depends on a lot of cognitive skills. We often think about it in negative terms, but it also requires creativity. You have to generate a good story.
A bird
Yep.
and mini beast.
So a bird and mini beast.
They flew down, ate it, and then flew back.
So a giant bird came and smudged the cake.
Yeah. Let's cut the smudges off. No. We can't do it because we're kids. Oh, yeah, that'll work. Wow, great. Oh, I get the next bit, OK?
Once the boys have reached a state of shared responsibility, it becomes much easier for them to break the rules still further.
My turn. Don't just eat random bits. Oh, can I have that, please? This is really serious. Oh, this bit is off, so I'll eat it. This bit was really smudged. So why are you? Num. Do you think that looks okay? That's okay. Pudding. Knock. Who's that? Bottom. Bottom. I wiped that off after. Let's stick tongues out at each other. Yucky. Be careful when you hold this hand. I don't want you to hold this hand. It hurts.
Over in the art corner, Jar Jar is telling the girls about her family.
When my brother does it, it hurts. Who is your brother? Not telling you. Will you whisper my Keelan. I know, but I'm not telling you. Whisper it in my ear. I won't tell anybody. Whisper it in my ear. Stop it. So just like telling me stuff, don't you? Yeah. George is actually always mean to me. She's not mean. Yes, she is. She said she wouldn't tell me her brother's name. And she just... I will tell you, Olive. But don't tell her. Fine, I'm gonna tell you her. Fine, because you said I'm not nice.
Jar Jar is an only child, and in fact, this idea of a brother is a complete fabrication. Now, that reflects quite well on Jar Jar's creativity. She's also had to think very carefully about what people would find plausible in order to pass this lie off convincingly.
Don't say. I won't. I'm looking at you. And I didn't. That's how brother name. What? Yeah. Okay. I didn't tell her. Anyway, I'll know his name. You're the bad person because you said you're not going to tell her. That's why you're a liar. John just said that Olive is a liar. Because she...
Look how the physical geography of the group's now changed. Now Lily and Ruth are sitting next to Olive and Jar Jar's sitting on her own.
This web of deceit has now generated a very unpleasant and negative atmosphere, and pretty soon the little group of friends has dissolved, gone off into different areas, and Jar Jar is left there alone.
What's my tag? Tag! Ah! Tag! I don't like that.
Whenever Alfie's feeling warm or benevolent towards someone, he has this habit of leaning over and kissing them. So far in his time in the nursery, he's kissed Lily, Ferdinand, Arthur,
I love you.
and Emily.
fourth time you've done that. No, don't. Fifth time you've done that. Emily, sit next to me when we go inside. Okay. Banana. Emily, did you like my song? It's funny. Come on. I have nail polish on.
Who's your best friend in the play centre?
It's Alfie. Emily. Would you like to come to my house tomorrow? Yeah. And we can say thing-a-ling-a-ling.
Since they met, Alfie and Emily have been inseparable.
I can lift you up.
But Alfie has a new admirer, Lily.
Who do you love if you kiss someone? I'll choose who I like. In my new cat to have lift up.
Can you stand here? We need your team next to you.
Right.
Have you got your team?
No, pick our figure. Apart from that, Emily, someone else. I said apart from that, Emily.
What is love?
Love means when you love someone.
Lily lives in Newcastle with her mum Kelly, dad Paul and older brother Joe.
Lily's very loud.
I like looking in the mirror, do you know? Because I like to when I'm gorgeous. I always do selfies.
Somebody asked Lily what they wanted to be when she left school and just said a dancer in Ibiza.
She did.
Isn't that cool?
Everywhere she goes, she's got to get a change of outfit. So if you go to the shop, a full outfit change, come back, go to the park, a full outfit change.
Perfume has to be last. Gorgeous.
She loves boys, actually. A bit too much.
Lily's going to get a boyfriend when she's 13. I see you've got to pick a nice one.
Out in the playground, Lily is making progress with Alfie.
Pretend instead I fancy you now. I fancy you. Okay. Who do you want to marry? You. Me. Good answer. Who do you want to kiss? You. Me. Who do you fancy? You. Do you not fancy Emily anymore? No, what do you want to do with Emily? Just bin her? Do you want to bin her? Lunchtime! Lunch! That's so cute. Emily, look. At school, I had a boyfriend called Zach. And he looked like you. No. Not lying, he did. I still fancy him, but I don't know where he is. They've got the same colour. Jaja and Lily got the same colour, and Emily and Alfie got the same colour. That's because we're friends. Yeah. Finished. We're finished.
So you can see that Emily and Alfie are able to communicate with each other through their play. It's more difficult for Lily to get involved with that. She starts off a more conventional conversation. She expects to be discussing more familiar, everyday ideas.
La la la, I'm king of the castle, I'm king of the walking castle. Jumping in a muddy puddle, jumping in a muddy puddle, walking in a walking thing.
In the home corner, Lily has been making a card for her mum for the last 20 minutes.
Look at my drawing. My drawing is bad, isn't it?
Jar Jar decides to scribble on Lily's drawing.
I'm telling off you. Actually, you're not allowed to draw not nice thing. You need to draw nice thing. Lily! It's my picture. No, it's not. I waited on it. Lily, if you don't give it to Jaja, she'll start crying. It's Lily. I scribbled on it first. Yes, I did. Look inside it then. Then you can have it then.
I think this is a really important moment for Jar Jar. She's increasingly finding herself becoming isolated from the rest of the children. Many of the behaviours that Jar Jar is showing here, adults also report experiencing. Many adults, when they experience low mood, they have similar feelings of an urge to destroy relationships with people that they are close to. Realising just how unpopular these behaviours have made her is, I think, going to be really important in helping Jar Jar to learn to moderate her behaviour.
Should I just put this in the bin? Should I? Yes, you can do another one. I'm really sorry what I done. That's fine. Absolutely fine.
Team captains, do you have a name for your team?
The children are taking part in a quiz competition with Ruth and George as team captains.
What's your team going to be called, George?
Storm.
Storm. Ruth, what's your team going to be called?
Team Rose.
Team Rose.
This is a chance for George to start getting over his fear about group activities.
I don't really know what I'm doing here.
That's why you've got your team to help you, George. It's okay.
So, who's the smartest?
Team Storm, are you ready?
Should have anticipated that.
All right. The team leaders, so that's George and Ruth, will be telling me their answers. All right, first question. What is bigger, London or England?
London. Yeah. We done house already.
I'll just give these a second
London.
Okay, don't shout out. Okay, Team Storm, what is your answer?
London.
What is your answer?
London.
London. The answer is England. What is the biggest number?
What?
Talk to your teams.
Come on. Can I write it? No, but I want to.
So at this age, you don't generally expect children to understand the importance of having cohesion as a team. We see Alfie demonstrating his ability to focus intensely on his own ideas, but it's not always a good thing. And in this context, he needs to be thinking not just about his own ideas, but about sharing them with his team and transmitting them to Ruth, who's supposed to be the team leader.
Team Storm, what is the biggest number?
Infinity. 9,099,000,099.
The correct answer was infinity.
Yeah!
Alfie, is there something you could do to help Ruth right now? She looks a bit sad.
I don't think I have got anything.
What could you do to help her, Alfie?
Say sorry, maybe.
What do you think?
Sorry. That's okay. If you stop crying, then you can keep on working.
Next question. Why does it rain?
Until the flowers can get some water. Stormy clouds and water cycles and lightning.
As the quiz reaches its climax, George and Ruth's teams have 7 points each.
Should we have a tiebreaker?
Yeah, one more round.
One more question. What is the fastest animal in the world?
Lightning! Cheetah! Cheetah!
It is a cheetah. So by the tie-break, Team Rose is the winners.
No.
So that means you guys will be getting a star and a thing.
We got more than you. We don't care. Yes, we do. We don't. Ow! Excuse me, George threw a pencil at my face.
Oh, George, is that a very kind thing to do?
He's teasing us.
George, even if someone's teasing you, should we be throwing things at people's faces?
I'm actually a bit sad that George is sad, because I wanted that to be a positive experience for him. I'm slightly worried now that, you know, the good that would have done in terms of giving him confidence to get on with a group has been a little bit undone.
I've got 5 stars now.
Are you all right, George?
You're okay, George.
What can we do to help George, do you think?
I'll give him my stars. Now I'm going to have none. Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Well, do you want to take maybe George over? And if that's what you want to do, Emily.
Now you've got 5. George has got 5.
You know what, Emily? I'm so impressed with your kindness. I'm going to give you 2 stars just for that.
I think she should get 5.
I think I agree with you guys.
Oh my goodness! This is the best day of my life. Let's go back to our house.
The 5-year-old's first week together is drawing to a close.
Why is it important to have friends?
Because that's when they can come to people's houses and play with them, have breakfast with each other. You gotta try and tag me. No, I'm all tired out. All right, then let's do the seesaw then. If you're not a good friend, your friend will say, I don't want to play with you anymore. Let's go, please. I want to play. I want to play now, please. I'm coming. I'm coming.
What's important about having friends?
That you always help them and they help you back. Oh, are you okay? When they fall over, I help them up.
Alfie and George are both drawing space rockets.
I just saw you over there. Just a little bit of...
Alfie decides to make some improvements to George's picture.
Hey! I didn't say you could do that.
Oh, did he draw lines on it? Oh dear, was that Alfie, was it? I know, so it wasn't how you wanted it to be, was it? No.
Alfie is just trying to be nice here. He's just trying to join in with what George is doing. But what he doesn't realise is other people have boundaries in a way that he doesn't.
Alfie, if it's something that someone else has drawn, should we come and add to it?
No.
What do you think we can maybe do to try and make up?
So sorry.
Might be really, really nice.
Alfie has a fantastic imagination. The trouble is he doesn't always use his imagination to understand how that makes other people feel. And he's really got to put himself into other people's shoes to understand that so that he can form more secure relationships.
If we colour these, the black one might come off.
What do you think? Is Jaja's idea a good suggestion? It is, maybe, yeah.
It's really good to see that Jar Jar was the first person to step in and offer support to George when she sees him crying. And of course, that type of upset is something that she's got a lot of experience of, and that's helped her understand how George is feeling.
Thank you. It's okay.
Jar Jar has learnt a lot this week in terms of understanding the consequences of not controlling her feelings. Those emotional outbursts have actually put in jeopardy her friendships. She's beginning to understand this, and she's responding to it by developing more appropriate, more positive pro-social strategies with her friends.
OK, the chairs are set up for musical chairs.
As a final treat, the children are having a party for Olive's birthday.
I'm not playing.
All right, in that case, if you're not playing, you don't get to be helpers. You have to sit down, taking out 2 chairs.
Once again, George decides not to join in.
I think George is worried about being able to participate in the group. He wants to participate in the group, but he feels out of his depth when he doesn't know what the rules are.
Go around the chairs, please, everyone, around them.
All of us feel intimidated in new situations. All of us can feel self-conscious. I think George feels that quite often in groups where the rules may have formed that he's not aware of. When he comes back, I'd really like to see him gain the confidence to enjoy being in a group and fully participate as a group member.
chair first.
This week we've seen our children starting to learn to integrate themselves into larger group structures. Some have done this very effectively, whereas others have found it harder.
When the children return, I want to see them building on the experiences they've had this week, combining those with these wonderful communication skills that are developing.
How do you become a princess? What do princesses do?
Don't fart.
Next time,
Everybody sit down and be quiet.
George proves himself a leader.
The winner!
Alfie's put to the test,
Ruth, look. This is your chin and this is your mouth. I don't like it. I'm not very good at face painting.
and a new arrival captures Arthur's heart.
Should we get married now? Yeah. We need to do a kiss on the lips to get married.